Hey y'all, what's cool, what's shaking, what's popping, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of Being Chisholm. Oh, my voice. My voice is gone, so sorry y'all in advance. But also, thank you all in advance to everyone that went on my Twitter and voted for what they wanted to see for the next episode. And as you can tell by the title, a lot of you wanted to see this episode. So here we go. This is going to be the story time, my first story time about the time that I got played. As you all can tell, I'm really excited to do this video for you all. I hope you laugh. I hope it's a little funny. But also in advance, I want to let you all know anybody I mentioned in the video is going to go by a nickname so it doesn't offend anybody. So without further ado, let's get to it. We have to flash back in order to tell this story about the time I got played. We have to flash back. So this is all the way in high school. Y'all, high school, and I still remember this, so that's the funny part. So that's how you know it's a decent story. So time rolls around and it's time for homecoming. Now homecoming, I went to a white school, so homecoming at our school was like a really big deal. Like homecoming game was popping. Like alumni came back, hundreds of them. Like it was a really big school too. Like cheerleaders were going crazy. I was a cheerleader back then, so it was a really big deal for me. And like the band was like so well known in the area, so it was just like a lot going on. And then the football team, like we mainly always won our games, so it was just a really big deal back in the day at my school. But also everybody knows the homecoming dance comes up too. If your school had homecoming dances, you know homecoming dances were popping. That was basically everyone's version of prom, because not everybody was allowed to go to prom, so that was the dopest dance you would get every year. And so homecoming dance rolls around, and everybody of course goes searching for a date a month in advance or something. Everybody plans their dates, and then they do these fake surprise proposals and stuff to ask people to homecoming. But everybody always knows who's asking them to homecoming, but they just do cute little ways to ask each other. And so all of these start popping up and stuff a month in advance of the dance. Everybody's just starting to do their little proposals and stuff. And my friends start the conversation oh, we're going to homecoming, y'all. Who are y'all taking? Who are you thinking about bringing? Oh, I'm bringing my boyfriend. Oh, I'm bringing somebody from another school. Oh, I'm doing this, doing that, doing that. And then everybody's like, Ashley, who are you bringing? Who are you bringing? And I'm like, I really didn't have anybody to bring. Like back then, like I said, I was a cheerleader, but I wasn't that cheerleader everybody wanted. I was the cheerleader everybody said hi to. Like I was lame, I was a little chunky, but I wasn't too chunky. I was just like everybody's little sister at heart. Like I was just cooling. Like I was the black girl at all white school, like real small group of black people, and the black people, I really didn't blend with the black people at the time because, I just didn't understand the culture at all at the time. I'm gonna be honest, I was so out of the loop. And then white people, I wasn't attracted to white people. At the time, I was just really confused and stuff like that. And so I was just I don't really plan who I'm gonna go to dances with, and so I'm not gonna plan this. And the year before, I went by myself, so I wasn't really tweaking at all. Me and this person, I'm gonna call him Puppy. So me and Puppy had been cool for a while and stuff like that. And he was my first actual boyfriend or whatever and stuff. But he wasn't a good boyfriend at all. We would barely talk and stuff. And it was just it was really weird. And the only reason we really liked each other was because we really weren't, I guess, allowed to date back then, but we would see each other every now and then. He went to a completely different school 2 towns over or something like that, and we would see each other every now and then. So we were just oh, you're cute, I'm cute, let's talk. And so we talked, then we would date, then we would stop dating, and then we would date again. It was just a really weird relationship thing and stuff. And back then, you was just dating people and you really didn't know how to date, and everybody was just interested in the concept of having somebody. So that's what we were. But during this time, we were never actually dating. So when homecoming rolled around, I hadn't talked to him for a little bit of time. And so then everybody's like, why don't you ask blah, blah, blah to be your date? And I'm like, maybe I won't ask them because we don't talk. And so then they was like, no, he's cute. He's black. He's cute. Just ask him. You don't really like white guys, and the only suggestions we have are white guys. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll think about it. And so then I hit up Puppy and I was like, yo, like Puppy, my school dance is coming up and you know we're allowed to bring guests if we can't find anybody at our school, and will you consider going to the dance with me at my school and blah blah blah. I'll just have to get these guest permission slips filled out and stuff like that. Because you had to do that in high school. And then I was just like, will you go to the dance with me and blah, blah, blah. And Puppy was like, yeah, I'll go to the dance with you. And then Puppy and I not only like started like anticipating going to the dance together, but then we also was like talking again and stuff like that, you know, kicking it, cooling, booling, whatever you prefer again and stuff like that. And so then one night I showed up to his house because I had to drop off the guest permission form, and he was just acting like really, really different like than I remember when we dated. And I was just like I was with my friend at the time, and so we showed up to his house and we're dropping off this form, and she was like, he acted so weird. And I was like, yeah, I know, like he acted like he didn't like me but that he did. Like it was just really, really weird. I don't even know how to explain it. So then like I was just like, whatever at this point. I'm just happy I'm going to the dance because now I can get a dress and now I can do this and do that and do that. And so then you were supposed to turn in the permission form like by the end of the week that I gave it to him. And I was like, just when you're done with it, like, you know, fax it to me or call me and I can pick it up or whatever and stuff like that. Because I knew Puppy was a year younger than me, so he couldn't drive, but my friend could drive. So then I could just go over to his place and get it if she was to drive me. And so then like fast forward, it's like Wednesday, and I'm like, Puppy, when you gonna turn in the permission form or whatever? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll get it to it late. I'll get it to you later. And I'm like, no, it's due Friday. And he was like, oh, okay. And so then Thursday rolls around. I'm like, hey, Puppy, did you turn in the permission form so you can go to the dance with me? Blah, blah, blah. And then Puppy's like, not responsive. And I'm like, true. And then, like I was just so awkward back then, so I didn't even know how to react to things like this when they happen. And so then Friday rolls around, and I'm like, I go to the office myself, and I'm like, yo, has Puppy blah blah blah, let's call him Puppy Valentine. Has Puppy Valentine turned in a permission form and stuff like that? And the office at the school was like, no, they haven't and stuff. Was that supposed to be your date? And I'm like, yeah, that was supposed to be my date. They hate me. They hate me. And so then they were like, oh, I'm so sorry and stuff like that. And like, if you didn't get the permission form to the school by the time that it closed or whatever, you wasn't going to go to the dance. And so then like, I had my mom call Puppy's mom and be like, Puppy, what's up? Why aren't you responding to Ashley? You say you were going to go to the dance with her. What's up? What's popping? What's good? And so then like, his mom basically said that like, she had never been told that Puppy was trying to go to the dance with me and that Puppy wasn't trying to go anymore, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff happening. And I was like, what? Like, first of all, I went to your house, pulled up in the driveway when your parents were home, and you never let them know why I was there dropping off forms to you and stuff. And then like the fact that you just wake up one day after saying you wanted to go and say you don't want to go anymore and never told me. It's cool if you don't want to go, but the fact that you didn't tell me and we're still supposed to be talking again is what made me mad. At this point, I'm like, wow, I have no one to go to the dance with. And then one of my friends popped up later on and was like, oh, I'll go to the dance with you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool, that's fine, whatever. And so, but I'm still mad at Puppy because that's supposed to be the person I'm talking to at the time. Months after the dance happened and stuff like that, Puppy and I had stopped talking again, but then we had started talking again. We stopped because I was mad at him, but then we had started talking again. And like I said, it was just like back and forth. We were always talking, not talking, not talking, not. And so then like I started seeing Puppy again. Sorry y'all, I'm sick. I keep doing that to my nose. So then I started talking to Puppy again. And so then my god brother, hey David out there, my god brother was really cool with Puppy. Like he knew about Puppy and everything, and he was one of the reasons like Puppy and I would actually like contact each other, because like before we would like slip off and stop talking to each other, but then my god brother would be the reason that we started talking again. We were at church or something like that, and I'm scrolling down my news feed, I think on Facebook or something, back then, and I see on my news feed that Puppy posted a picture in a graduation cap. And I'm just like, there's no graduations in high school besides your senior year graduation. And I'm just really, really confused because I know he's not 18. So why are you posting a picture in a graduation cap? And so I'm just really like confused at this moment. And my godbrother, who's cool with him, like I said, is like, oh, let me look at the picture and stuff like that. And he was like, Ashley. And I was like, what? Like, why is Puppy in a graduation cap? And I'm like talking to my godbrother, like, I was like, I'm so confused. Like, please explain to me, why is Puppy in a graduation cap? Why is he taking graduation pictures with people? Why are his parents with him at this graduation? Like, what did he graduate from? Like, church? Is there a church graduation? Like, what is this? And so then my godbrother goes, Ashley, did you know how old Puppy was? And I'm like, yeah, Puppy's like 14 or 15 or whatever. Like, I was just like, whatever age that was. Like, I knew he was in high school and stuff. And I was like, yeah, he's this old. And then my godbrother's like, Ashley, that's not how old Puppy is. So I'm like, what are you saying? Like, of course this is how old Puppy is. And he's like, Ashley, that's not how old Puppy is. I'm like, so how old is Puppy? 18? And my godbrother goes, no, Puppy is 13. And I was like, well, I was like, wait, I'm 15 or 16 and you telling me the Puppy is 13. So, I need you to explain this to me because first of all, you always knew me and Puppy was cool. Like, my godbrother was 1 year younger than me at the time. And so, like, I'm like, why are you and Puppy so cool and you never told me he was 13? He was like, I thought you knew. I was like, why would I want to date a 13-year-old dude? And he was like, did he never tell you he was 13? I was like, no, he didn't never tell me he was 13. I was like, boy, I was like, I was livid. I was like, are you telling me I have been talking to or dating a 13-year-old and the only reason he couldn't go to my school dance is because he wasn't even old enough to go to my school dance? So he probably accepted and then realized once he read the forms, he was not even old enough to go. Word? And I was just, y'all, I was so livid back then. I was just like so mad. I was crying. I was angry. And everybody was like, all of my friends, like I told them and they were like, you never knew that Puppy was this old and stuff like that? Like, how? And I was like, dude told me he was a year younger than me, just like my godbrother was. That's why I thought him and my godbrother was so close, because they was both close in age. And lo and behold, he is way younger. He played me. I didn't have a date that I actually wanted for the dance, so I just went with just anybody. I got played because I didn't know dude was younger than me. I have been going to dude's place, like, you know, finding rides because him and his friends are not even old enough to drive somewhere. Like, it was just all bad. It was all bad because I realized how old dude was. I was like, is this even legal? Am I going to jail? I was so embarrassed. I had to tell nobody at the time. Like, I was so upset. And all the girls in my church, like, all of them were like, ew, what in the world? Like, that's so nasty. And da-da-da-da. And, like, I was, like, at the time at the church, I was, like, that chick. You know what I mean? Like, that chick. Like, everybody, you know, really, like, looked up to me and stuff like that. And the fact that this happened to me, I was so embarrassed. So when I went to church and everybody was like, oh, how are you and Puppy? I was like, we're not talking anymore because Puppy is 13. And then they'd be like... They would be like, what? And I'll have to tell people the story. And it was just so embarrassing. But I really got played. And the part that was funny is I got played by somebody that was younger than me. But I rose from that bad situation. And now I'm making sure I know dudes' ages. I ask for ID. I ask for credit cards. I ask for proof of anything and everything. Like, I do not play about age these days. Like, I will... That scarred me for life. Puppy is real cool and everything. No hard feelings. Like, if he sees this, whatever, Puppy, I don't care. Like, it is what it is. It happened. But at the time, that just really hurt me. That blew me. I wasted so much time dating dude, but also looking forward to that school dance. I hope you all like this episode of Being Chisholm and this first story time about the time I got played. Thank you all for voting on Twitter. And if you want to see another episode, please give this video at least 10 likes. I think we can do 10 likes. I hit 134 subscribers the other day. I think we can do 10 likes. And I need you all to keep sharing this on your social media. Everybody to have a good laugh. And like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you later. Peace.